The first time someone hits you for real, and everything you thought you know about the fighting just disappears. 3 months of training, perfect technique in the mirror, then boom, like a candle. Reality hits harder than any punch. And I'm going to tell you how to get ready for that. Stay with me. Hi, Radek here with Broken to Fighter series, where I'm helping you to transform from basic professional at 40 plus into a guy who can literally go and fight. Remember episode 1, the breathing technique, and episode 4, where we were talking about building your base. All of this leads us to this moment, your first real test. You have been doing all the work, like preparing your body, breathing, preparing mindset, and so on. But there is one more component you need to include in your picture. How to stay like a fighter when another fighter is coming for you. Here is what many times happens in the sparring session. You walk in, you feel ready, and then light spar starts, then first punch comes to your way, and your brain just shuts down. All the technique gone. Perfect stance, forgotten, breathing. Usually most of people, including me, turn into little baby, just try to avoid punch, and praying it finish. That's one side, or the other side just try to, swing as crazily as possible, like in a street fight. And you might think that this is not going to happen to you, but in reality, it happens to almost everybody, especially if you are transitioning from office work to the fighting. And good thing is not any fault or nothing wrong with you, it's just a part of the process. And nearly every fighter goes through this period at some level. I have done this personally a number of times. When I came for my first real sparring in Japan roughly 5 years ago, I thought I was tough. I had good body and everything, and then get schooled by the 45-year-old veteran who just knew what he's doing. And he just blew me up like a candle. And that was another day when I saw the difference between gym strength and actual different type of strength, in this case fighting strength. Fighting is not really about being the strongest guy in the room. It's about breathing when your heart is pumping. It's about technique during the chaos. It's about overcoming your instinct when they panic, but you need to stay calm. And even the best fighters, they are not fearless. They have fears and panics, but they learn how to work out through that. So here are my 3 steps to survive your first sparring session. Number 1, if you are just starting, then lower your expectations. Chances are you will feel terrible after your first sparrings, but that's normal. Don't fight it, just accept it. And try to calm down between the rounds. One good way is to control your breathing. So, for example, that 4-4-4 box breathing technique from the previous video is a very good tool to do that. Then just go towards it. Number 2, start with focusing on your defense. Don't rush to attack at the beginning, because if you don't know how to defend yourself, it won't last long anyway. And then start with a good jab. Jab is the safest way to attack. And make sure you properly return to the starting position after each of them. And then repeat. And I understand it's pretty simple, but it's enough for start. And number 3, embrace the education. So after each session, take a few minutes and think about what did you do well and what would you like to improve. Ideally, write this down on a piece of paper, on Google Docs or whatever, just to have a note and, start optimizing your memory for that. And this is what I actually do when I'm preparing for the fight. And you will get beaten up. Your ego will be destroyed so many times, and that's fine. Only if you accept that, you can evolve to become more and more dangerous. And I have watched a number of office guys turning into fighters. And only if you accept that and keep going anyway, you will become more and more dangerous. And I have seen it in a number of office guys while transforming into fighters. They were not like naturally gifted or anything like that. They just never quit. So your first fight shouldn't be about winning. It's just the start of your fighting journey. And when you survive your first, second, third, fourth, and a little bit more of real tests, you realize suddenly that you have become stronger, not just physically, but also mentally. You can handle stress better, you are more confident, and you don't care about certain things when there is no opponent. And this helps you with not only the fight but also with other aspects of your life. For example, you get more confident or you are better in handling difficult conversations and so on. You become the guy who doesn't back off when things get serious. You become a fighter in your life. So for now, your goal is find a gym, book a class, show up scared, and do the job. Because on the other side of that fear is the fighter you want to become. Remember all the episodes, the breathing hacks, the protein, the mindset. If you haven't watched them, then go and grab them now. The transformation here is not just the physical one, it's complete. So drop me a comment with your first sparring session or when you are planning to do. If you are not subscribed, then please hit the subscribe button and stay strong and see you next time.